start by asking you about team news. You obviously had this winter bug that meant a couple of players missed the match against Leeds. What's the latest there?
Yeah, there've been a few of them that haven't been able to train. We picked some knocks during the game against Leeds as well, but hopefully today, when everybody's back, we would have better news.
Are you able to tell us any names on that, on the new knocks?
Not yet.
And how about Kieran Tierney and his ankle problem? What's the latest with that one as well?
Well, he's progressing training. Let's see again how he is today. He felt a little bit better the last few days, but he wasn't 100% ready to start the game. So again, we will see what happens in the last 48 hours.
In his place, Nuno Tavares really impressed, certainly against Aston Villa. What have you made of his debut, and what has been the conversation with him like since?
Yeah, he had an impressive performance to have the first Premier League debut and played the way he did with that intensity as well that he's not used to. Credit to the boy. I really like what he did. He's still really young. He's improving. He sets up really well, and he had a really good performance.
Against Leicester tomorrow, you are two teams that are seen to be on the up. Do you see many similarities between yourself and Leicester?
I don't know. Both teams that for sure they're going to play to win the game. We both know that it's going to be a tough game. We have some experiences against them as well, and just prepare the game the best possible way.
And the last two times you've been to the King Power, you've come away with victories, 3-1 last season. What do you think it has been that's worked so well there in the last couple of trips?
I don't know. The teams has changed. They can play in different formations. They have some principles that they respect really well. I think Brendan and the staff they've done a tremendous job over there, and we're gonna face a game that can have different faces because of the way they play, and it will be difficult.
Arsenal had a more straightforward route to the EFL Cup quarter-finals than Leicester. Do you think that will play a part?
We both have to play 90 minutes, except of the penalties. We have a really tough games against the most intense Premier League team that is Leeds, and now we feel recovered and ready for the next one.
Many people thought the best 45 minutes of Arsenal's season came against Aston Villa. Did you feel that, and how do you feel that the team are moving in this 4-4-2 direction?
I was really pleased with the performance, with the energy that we had, with every intention from the first minute to do what we believed that could hurt Villa, and we continue like that throughout the game. So it's another step. That game is gone, and now the full focus is just on Leicester.
Thank you.
Jeremy, Sky?
Yeah, hi Mikel. Just on Eddie Nketiah, he hasn't been in a Premier League matchday squad so far this season, but he was really, really good against Leeds. Is he going to make the squad this weekend? And can you say anything more about Eddie's future at the club?
He is another one that is constantly pushing, and every time he's got a chance, he takes that chance. Obviously, there are other players involved in those positions. The same with other players that haven't had a lot of minutes because we have not had any games in Europe, unfortunately, this season. And we have to manage that situation and reward the players that they deserve.
Sure. And Bernd Leno again showed his quality, but how happy is he right now being the number 2 keeper? And can that continue with Bernd for the rest of the season, do you think?
Well, I think he competed really well the other day, and he showed his level, and that's what he's here for. When he needs to play, to do it at the best level, and when he's not, support the teammates like everybody else does.
Mikel, Arsenal on the road this season only scored 1 goal. You played 4-4-2 against Villa successfully. Is that the way to really perhaps score more on the road, do you think? Maybe changing the formation when you travel?
We have different options to play with, different players that bring different qualities and formations that can adapt in relation to what we want to do in the game or because of the opponent, and that's it. And then scoring goals or not is just a consequence of the amount of chances they create, but sometimes, unfortunately, it's just about efficiency as well.
Sure. It's been quite a week at your old club, Barcelona. Koeman's been sacked. They're 9th in La Liga. There's talk about Xavi taking over. I mean, what a mess. What do you make of it all there?
Again, that yeah, it's been a lot going on in the last few years. Obviously, how COVID have affected the way that obviously you have to overcome a situation like the departure of Messi, which has been the key player for many years, and all that takes time, and we'll see. I just hope that everything works out well.
You have again been linked with a job this week, Mikel. Anything you'd like to say about that? Is the Barca job a job you covet one day?
That I'm extremely happy at Arsenal, and I feel privileged to be here, and my only focus is here.
Can we just ask you finally too about 5 subs? You were a big supporter of 5 subs back in 2020. Would you like to see 5 subs return in the Premier League when some people say it favours the big teams?
I don't know. There have been different situations. With COVID World, obviously, we had one situation. We had a lot of struggles and a lot of games in a really condensed calendar. I don't think that's going to change because the way it's looking with the World Cup and the willingness to play every 2 years and play then the African Cups and play another 2 Cups and play every single competition that is possible. We have to think really about how we're going to take care of those players so we don't burn them. And that's a good possibility.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian, TalkSport.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Hi, Mikel. How
Hi.
are you?
Good, thank you.
Unbeaten in 8 games, 6 of those in the Premier League, 2 obviously in the League Cup. 14 points out of your last 18. What on earth have you done in the last month or so to turn things around so spectacularly?
Go game by game, try to improve every single game, try to keep the spirits and the perspective in the right place when things are not working, and the same when the things are getting better, because there's still a lot of things to improve. We know that we don't want to be where we are still. We want to be the best, and to do that, there is a lot of things that have to get better.
What in particular do you think your team still have to improve on?
I think in every department we can get better. The use of the ball, the understanding of the game, how we manage situations, how we deal with moments of pressure. In everything, every department, I think we still have a lot of improvements to make. But there are some basics that we're doing much better, which helps a lot to win football matches.
There were so many positives from the Aston Villa game. In terms of player performances, are you tempted just to let the same team go again?
No, what I'm really pleased is that the players are knocking on the door with the right attitude to play, and that's giving us options and just raises the level of the team. I don't see anybody saying or trying to find excuses when he's not playing, or trying to blame somebody when he's not playing. Just trying to put the best possible work out there in training, and then talk on the pitch, which is the best way. Talk outside the pitch is really easy because you can always find excuses and blame everybody else. Is when you have the opportunity, now is the moment to talk and show that that you can do it. And I really liked in many examples what the players have done when they've been in those positions.
Just 2 more from me. First of all, what does success now look like for Arsenal this season? Have you changed it? I mean, for example, you're in the quarterfinals of a cup competition. Do you have to win a cup this year to be successful, or is it to get back into Europe? I mean, we're what, a third of the way through the season.
I think to be successful, we have to play good first. We have to be dominant, and we have to have the identity that we have in every single game, and compete, and we are a really difficult team to beat. And if that happens, we have a better chance. That would be the consequence, would be the success. But I just focus on the process and what is in our hand to try together.
And finally, you've come through the storm this season of being under pressure and people talking about you and your job. This week it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Nuno Espirito Santo. As a fellow manager, do you feel sorry when you see that, or do you think, well, thank goodness it's not me this week?
It's always about the results, Ian, and we all know that, and the rest, it doesn't really matter. So when you are having difficulties getting results, you're gonna be in that position. There's nothing new for anybody, but yes, obviously you feel, because you know what you have to be through. So you feel that obviously it's not a nice moment for those that are going through that.
Cheers, Mikel. Good luck in Leicester. Thank you.
Thank you.
George, BBC.
Thanks, Mark. Mikel, good morning. I just wondered, this bug, how many players are affected by it at the moment? And what is it? Are the players being sick? Is it flu? Can you give us a bit more about it, please?
Yes, it was a bit of sickness and just feeling tummy aches and stuff like that. Hopefully today everybody will be okay.
Is Ben White, do you think he'll be fit for tomorrow? Because I know he's been an important player for you over...
He hasn't trained yet, so again we'd have to wait for today, see how he's feeling and make the decision then.
Can I just ask you about your captain, Aubameyang? You've done an interview earlier this week and you was just talking about how much effort he's putting in. What's led to that? Is he doing anything different? Have you sat down and spoke to him? I mean, he's scoring goals and running a lot more. Has anything changed?
Well, we had various conversations, and obviously when you have a season where, as a team, we haven't fulfilled our expectations, and individually we haven't, we have to find the reasons why, and how we can change that, how we can improve them, how we can help him to improve certain things that are going to have a huge impact in the team. And he's been so willing to do it from the start, and I'm so pleased because again his role is different to the one that he had 2 or 3 years ago, and now he needs to lead in every sense, and he's doing that, and I'm really happy with that.
Is he enjoying it? This new role he's got, do you think? Because the goals, he's got 7 this season, he probably needs a few more in the league, but how has he responded to that when you had that chat with him?
I think he is, and I think you can see on the pitch, he's playing with a smile on his face, he's transmitting energy, passion, willingness, and not only there, but outside the pitch as well. That's what I want. A happy Oba is linked with his character, and that's why he's able to transmit to everybody, and that energy, it's always positive for the team.
Can I just ask you about one Leicester player? What do you know about Patson Daka? He's had quite a start since he joined there. Have you been aware of him for a few years?
Yeah, we've been aware of him, and I think again Leicester, they've been really strong and clever in their recruitment over the years. That's what they have been able to build the team that they have to them, and yeah, he looked a really strong player.
Thanks. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nick, haters?
Hi there, Mikel.
Hi.
If Ben White does come back into training and fit, presumably he will start alongside Gabriel on Saturday. Can you tell us what Ben has added to the side, added to the squad, and about how that partnership has developed?
Well, we have different options, but obviously we wanted to recruit somebody that could stray away naturally, adapt to the way that we want to play. And Ben had all the qualities that we're looking for. He's happy to defend in open spaces. He's really good in duels. He has a huge personality to play when we demand him to make the process with the ball in different ways against different kind of press, or when they don't press and he has time on the ball to make the right decisions. And he has the anger, and I really like his character as well when I met him, and that's why we made the decision to sign him.
And I know they don't speak the same language, but they seem to speak the same sort of footballing mentality with Gabriel. That's quite a partnership, isn't it?
Yeah, but the language is important, and Gabi has improved a lot in that sense this season. And for any centre-back partnerships, coaching and communication is key, and that's helped him obviously in the backline.
Was signing White one of the key decisions to allowing Williams Saliba to go out on loan again this season?
Well, everything is linked. Obviously, the amount of centre-backs that we could have in the team, the issues that we had in the past, because the numbers that we had and the imbalance that we had in the position, and because of Williams' decision in his career right now to make the minutes that he's making and the progress that he's making, we believe that it was the right thing to do.
Did you see that performance against Mbappe, Neymar and Messi?
Yes, I did.
The weekend? Have
Yeah.
you spoken to him since then? How do you keep in touch with him?
Yeah, we've been, as a club as well, we are always in touch. They went to see that game as well. Edu and Ben were there to watch him and keep a close eye on him and the progress that he's making. And obviously he's our player, and we all do with all the long players that we have.
Just finally on that then, is it fair to say if he was at the club this season, he would be maybe playing against Leeds on a Tuesday night and then back on the bench?
But he's not. At the moment he's there, and he played a different game that week, and this is it. And he continues to to do what he needs to do, which is play a lot of games and playing well.
And then a battle to get in the team next season, presumably.
That's a decision that we'll make in the summer. Obviously, he's our player, and naturally that would happen, and we would have to sit down and decide what the best step is next.
Thanks, Nick. Charles, goal?
Hi, Cal. Just on Ben White, I don't know if you saw it, he gave an interview the other day where he said he's not interested in watching football. And it caused quite a bit of debate, quite a few headlines, and people were having their say on it. Where do you stand on that? Would you encourage Ben and your players to watch football as much as they can to continue learning, or does it not matter in your view?
I think there are phases in the career of a footballer that he goes through more focus in other things than in football. But I met people that they don't see a lot of football, but they watch all their games 3 times. And others that they don't want to watch their own games and watch themselves playing, but they can watch any other game. You have to find the right balance. For me, the most important thing is that he shows the passion to play the game every single day, to train, and have the enjoyment playing football, which is what he has. And then the way he competes and the way he wants to improve. And if we believe that this is better, it's something that we will discuss with him. But at the moment, what he's doing is working fine for him.
I think Patrick Vieira said that he felt it did matter, and he said that Thierry Henry would watch countless games and pointed to other examples. So, for you, it's not an essential learning tool for a player to watch as much as they possibly can.
I think it has to come natural, like anything. If you force a player to do something he's not interested, outside here is very, very difficult. Hopefully you can fit something within his body that can create, okay, I want to start to look at this in a different way, in a different league, in a different team, and try to fit that shit. And sometimes happens.
Yeah, I think he and Gabriel are both under 24. William, who you spoke about, is 20. I mean, is there a way that you could accommodate those 3 next season all in the same squad at such a young age when you need to play to develop?
I think there is room. Again, it would depend with what happens with other players, and that's not a conversation to have now.
Just on Martin Odegaard, he didn't start against Aston Villa. I think it's 1 goal and 1 assist so far this season. And when you look at his numbers, they're not quite as high across the board as they were during his loan spell. Are you a bit concerned about Martin's form since he's come back this season?
Well, he came back a little bit late. Don't forget that as well. And credit to him. He had an injury in pre-season. He picked up an injury as well the week before, so he's missed some games. And when he's played as well, I think he's done it in a really good level. But the numbers can change quickly. But the numbers, I don't think they are fair as well, because he's missed some games.
Thanks, Charles.
And last for me, just one more, Mark, quickly on Odegaard. You've spoken about Bukayo and Emil needing more end product in the final third. Is that something that you would challenge Martin to do now going forward? Because he's clearly got the quality to produce in that final third.
Absolutely. All the players that are playing the attacking line have to contribute at the maximum level that is required to achieve the numbers that you need to be the best team in the league. And if you don't, it's just maths. You won't get there.
Thanks.